I have a brilliant comment here from 243Cal on Twitter, and they say Lithuanian assaults a Garda gets 6 month suspended sentence versus Irishman attacks a Garda car with nobody in it and gets a 6 years in prison. We are seeing the emergence of a two-tier justice system in Ireland. We're not seeing the emergence of a two-tier justice system in Ireland. This is already in play. You know, we already know that when it comes to situations like this, that Ireland is not at a level playing field now. We've seen numerous articles at this stage of the game as to how they treat Irish people when Irish people are up for misdemeanors versus very serious situations. So, for example, last November, children were attacked in broad daylight by a foreign national, and the media have been more interested, along with the government, as to the reaction to that than what actually happened during the day. That's weird, isn't it? It's not only weird, it's absolutely evil as far as I'm concerned. Because how can you be upset about property? And when I say property, taxpayers, we have paid for gay Garda cars because the Garda cars have had the rainbow flag on them, so that's why people call them the gay Garda cars. People have paid for those. That's come out of people's taxes. And the media want you to go, oh, boo-hoo, when it comes to these cars. Now, I'm not endorsing people to do things like this. I'm not saying people should be doing things like this. I'm not saying people should do that. Not at all. But this is the way the media and the government want you to go. They want you to say, that's terrible, you totally deserve that. Well, in my opinion, if you're someone that has decided to go for the repeal the 8 stuff and you're someone that carries out that, I personally think that that is murder. And I think it should be criminalised. So, you see, that's where we differ on things. Some people might agree with that, some people might not. But to me, that's far worse than what happens to the Garda car. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get me when I'm saying that? Not only that though, but when you have children attacked in broad daylight during the day, obviously, and you decide to try and withhold the attacker's nationality and name and hold pictures and where their whereabouts right now, that to me stinks. But bringing people up and sticking people into jail for 6 years over a Garda car is absurd. Now what it is doing is it is attempting, like what they did in the UK, to send a message. People don't know this and they're not aware of this, but Ireland, I think there's some sort of shady goings on here between Ireland and the UK, whether we're still being operated by the UK or whether there's some great influence, I don't know. Maybe it's the influence that's coming from the Economic Forum, perhaps. But it makes perfect sense to me that Keir Starmer was here in this country at an Ireland game meeting with Simon Harris as if it was like something from the movie The Gentleman, meet at a sports ground and discuss what we were going to do, the nefarious things we're going to do next, like shoving through hate laws. Remember that one? People don't want that. They've now tried to progress it as much as possible through it, and the little traitor up in the Phoenix Park has signed them in. So that's the beginning of it. Everyone told them no, and then shortly after Keir Starmer arrived, it started to get wedged in there. Interesting that one, isn't it? And let's see what has happened in the UK. Well, people have been sentenced to prison for posting up things that the government disagree with. So literal words on the internet and indeed in real life, people have gone to jail for. Meanwhile, there are people being attacked daily in the UK. So Ireland is fast becoming like the UK. In the UK, they have had over 3,000 people in the last year arrested and committed for what they posted online. About 300 odd people in Russia have faced the same sort of stuff. But yet, we are all to hear about how bad Russia is. Weird, isn't it? So now in Ireland, we have a taste of the two-tier justice. We all understand this is going on. We understand that these things are going to continue happening. And we understand that that's the way things are moving. That's why you have judges that are very afraid about how things are going to shake out on Friday, the 29th of November 2024, and will be shaking in their boots long after that because of what will happen after that, which is if people are not getting their way in the next year or two and things start to go worse, well, people are going to be looking at the justice system, and rightly so, and seeing who's doing what and who's doing what to what person. You've Enoch Burke that's sitting in jail over 400 days now because he ultimately didn't agree with transgenderism. And if you're someone out there that is so silly to think that it's just because of a court order, that's what it stems from. It stemmed from him ultimately not agreeing with transgenderism. That's what that all stemmed from. And court orders are not. These same people, by the way, that are interested in court orders and take them seriously are the same people that through law and statutes out the window when it came to the sniffles a couple of years ago. So me and you are not on the same playing field here. Like, you are not someone that wants to follow the rule of the law. I am. I think laws are there, and I think a lot of them are positive, but I think a heap of them are negative. And as such, we have seen it pan out like this. What we would be treated to, in my humble opinion, again, allegedly speculatively, if a similar situation occurred and it happened to be a person that was a non-national, I think we would be saying stuff like, this is a cry for mental help. It's the same playbook that they use in America. The exact same playbook. It's mostly peaceful. Do you remember that one? Did you ever see that picture where there's a fella and he's reporting, I think he's reporting for CNN, and there's literal blazes going on behind him, and he's like, it's a mostly peaceful protest. They caused over $1 billion in damage. They did. Multiple people no longer with us because they said there was a guy that, you know, they followed, and they said that St. George, they said he was a great guy, brilliant guy, career criminal he was, you know, but great guy, and they caused mayhem they did over him, but it was mostly peaceful. That's the same sort of stuff that we're starting to hear now here in this country. They're just misunderstood. They were having a bad day, mental health problems. They're seeking help. There was a cry for help. It was, and then you have people. You have our own people, and then you've got grout bags down online on the left that are like, "Look at these far right people. How dare they?" Okay, boy, you're gonna talk about the kids that were attacked in broad daylight during that day? No, you've never posted on your timeline about those kids. Weird. Not only is that weird, but it's evil. Because what it is you're a traitor, but you're also someone that is willing to overlook innocent children be attacked because you want the point score against people that are pointing out what's going on. You want a virtue signal for a couple of likes online. Wouldn't be me. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to show people that Ireland is now in a two-tier justice system state. It has been for a while. But now it's more clear than ever that this is the current situation that we're facing. And it's the current situation we're going to face if you keep electing people in that are absolutely interested in doing what they are doing right now. It needs to change. From top to bottom, needs to change. Politicians need to change. The judicial system needs to change. The policing system needs to change. Like, top to bottom needs to be totally altered. They're not going to like it. They're going to go kicking and screaming, and they're going to be very upset about it. But what's the alternative? More of this shit that you're saying here. Nonsense. Talk to you later. Good luck.